This is the 5th Lua tutorial, and today we're going to be learning about loops. So, we're going to start off with the while loop. The while loop is one of the two main loops, the other being the for loop, which, so the while loop takes one boolean value, so basically like the if statement, so while true, and instead of putting then, like we do in the if statement, we type do instead. Although this is also ended with an end statement. So for instance we can do while true do print pizza. This is basically going to print pizza forever, and if you have no good way of stopping it, I suggest you don't try this one as a word of warning. So it's just going to carry on printing pizza. So just press Control C is a good idea in Linux, is good to stop it. So we don't want that to happen. So we can do while so we're going to A equals 42, the meaning of life. So while A is equal to 42. So this is like the if statement. So if A equals 42 and doing while, this is going to repeat while it does that. So while A is 42 is greater than or equal to 42, we will do A equals A plus 1. So this is going to increase A as a number. We're going to actually no, we'll do A minus, and we're going to change A to 64. Let's try this. So what this should do is, forever when A is less than or equal to 42, it will take 1 away from A. So currently A is 64, so if we substitute that, A currently 64 is, that's 1. Currently 60, so we're going to put it like that way. So currently 64 is greater than 42. That's how we want it. I'm just not very good with those things. So see, it prints it that many times, because our loop gets cut off eventually, because eventually it keeps minusing 1 from A. Each loop it goes round, and eventually A becomes less than 42. So that's the first loop. So the second type of loop, that's the while loop. So the second type of loop is the for loop. So to do the for loop, it's really generally used with tables. So table. So we'll just make a table called types of food. Types of food equals. So to define a table, we use two curly brackets, and inside those curly brackets, it's a bit like an array in another language. So we'll have different types of food. So the first food is a leek, the second food is pizza, and the third food is bacon. And they're the only types of food which will be allowed. So now we have these are our 3 types of food in our table. So a table is like a box and has separate has an infinite amount of compartments. Well, not infinite, but near infinite. So we have the first compartment, which is where we put the leek in. The second compartment we put the pizza in, and the third compartment we put the bacon in. They're the different types of food we have in our table. So types of food, that's our table. So we can use the for loop to scroll through every value of our table. So what we do is you type in for I, comma, v. So if you don't understand this, I'll explain it at the end. In I pairs types of food do. Then what we're going to do is going to print b. Okay, this may seem quite complicated. So first off, we're defining our I variable, which is going to be the index, and the V, which is the value. You can change those to any name you want, but IV is what a lot of people, including myself, prefer. And IPairs, in IPairs, IPairs is a function which scrolls through the table and returns I and V for each time it scrolls through. Then do is like the while loop, and like to finish it. So we're going to be printing V, the value of it. So let's see how this works. So it says Leek Pizza Bacon. It scrolls through every of the only foods which